Hello students, we are going to discuss protection available to the paying banker under Negotiable Instrument Act. First, we have to understand what is meant by payment in due course, which is defined in section 10 of Negotiable Instrument Act. Why it's important? If the banker is to get protection under different sections of NI Act, then it has to be a payment in due course. If it's not a payment in due course, the banker will not get protection at all. That's why the payment in due course is important in this context. So let's try to understand what's meant by payment in due course. Payment in accordance with the apparent tenor of the instrument, which means as per details available on the face of the check, must be in good faith and without negligence. There should not be any negligence on the part of the banker. Must be paid to any person in possession of the instrument under circumstances which do not arouse suspicion about its title. That means when a person comes for payment, there should not be any circumstances which gives the banker a doubt that that person is not entitled to receive the payment. If the circumstances are such that there is scope for doubt, and if the banker has already paid, in that case it's not a payment in due course and the banker will not get protection. Now let's take up section one by one. First is section 85(1). The paying banker is protected by payment in due course. We have already discussed what is meant by payment in due course. Endorsement to be regular. So we have to be clear what is meant by a regular endorsement. Suppose a check is favoring Subhash Chandran. On the reverse, it is endorsed as Subhash Chandran as endorser. In that case, it's a regular endorsement. Then what is meant by an irregular endorsement? The check is favoring Subhash Chandran. On the reverse of it, the endorser has signed as Subhash Chandra. In that case, it's an irregular endorsement. If it's an irregular endorsement, the banker will not get protection. Why? The paying banker could have found out by comparing the name of the payee and that of the endorser. Even if endorsement is forged, protection available. So what is a forged endorsement? Suppose somebody has stolen a check. Check is favoring Subhash Chandran, and the person who has stolen has endorsed it as Subhash Chandran. So it's a regular endorsement, but it's a forged endorsement. When it comes to the paying banker for payment, he cannot make it out because Subhash Chandran's signature is not on his record. In that case, the paying banker is protected. Meaning, if it is a forged endorsement, the banker gets protection. If it's an irregular endorsement, the banker will not get protection. These are the points that should be taken note here. What is 85A? Whatever we have discussed under 85(1), that is also applicable to demand draft. That's all. What is 85(2)? Protection to paying banker in case of bearer check. So this section is applicable only in case of a bearer check. What it says? There could be so many endorsements on the reverse of a bearer check. So the paying banker need not take cognizance at all. The paying banker need not take that into account at all. He can ignore that and he can make payment. So no matter how many endorsements are there, the paying banker gets protection. Section 89. If material alteration is not apparent, paying banker is protected. That means there could be an alteration on the face of the check, but it is altered in such a way that the banker cannot make out. If we go by the apparent tenor, the banker will not understand. If the alteration is of that category, then the banker will get protection under section 89. If a check is altered, say 1,000 rupees as 10,000, and the banker at first sight cannot make out, even if the bank pays 10,000, the bank is protected. That is what this section means. Section 128. The most important point to be noted is this protection is available only for crossed check. payment has to be made in accordance with the requirement of the crossing. What is that requirement? If there is a crossing on the check, that money has to be paid to another banker. If that condition is not met, then you will not get protection under 128. Then protection for payment banker if check is crossed and payment in due course. In short, what this means is, suppose a check is stolen and it satisfies the conditions that we have just now discussed. It comes for payment and the paying banker has paid that check. In that case, he is protected under section 128.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. See you in next video.